How does evil win? It does not arrive with thunder and lightning. It does not announce itself with a roar. It often walks softly. It whispers. It comes dressed in the clothes of reason. It comes dressed in the clothes of safety. It comes dressed in the clothes of a brighter tomorrow. It speaks to our hopes. It speaks to our fears. The first shadow falls not as a threat, but as a promise of order in a world of chaos, a promise of strength for those who feel weak, a promise that if we just follow, just trust, all will be made right. This is the oldest trick in the playbook. History is filled with these quiet beginnings, these moments of seduction. Long ago, in the heart of a republic, a man of great ambition spoke of glory. He promised to restore the old ways, to bring stability to the streets, to make the empire great once more. The people, tired of conflict and uncertainty, cheered his words. They gave him power, piece by piece, believing each step was for the common good. The promise of security became a demand for loyalty. The demand became a law that silenced dissent. The seed of that sweet promise had grown into a tree of absolute control, its branches casting a long and unforgiving shadow. In a more recent time, another leader stood before a vast crowd. The nation was wounded, its pride broken, its people hungry. There is a strange and powerful current that flows through the heart of a crowd. It is the desire to belong. It is the fear of being left out, of standing alone against the tide. The mind of the individual, with its questions and its doubts, can be drowned out by the single unified voice of the many. A simple command, delivered with authority, can make thousands move as one. In that unity, the small voice of conscience, the one that whispers, "Wait, this is not right," begins to fade. And when that voice is lost, the path is cleared for obedience. Think of a simple experiment. A man in a white coat tells ordinary people to press a button. Silence is not empty. It is not a peaceful void. When evil begins to move, silence is the ground it walks on. It is the air it breathes. It is an action. It is a choice. A good person sees a neighbor taken away, closes their curtains, tells themselves it's not their business. A friend hears a vicious lie, says nothing, not wanting to cause a scene. Each act of silence is a single small stone, harmless alone. But the stones pile up, one by one. A neighbor looks away. A teacher changes a lesson. A journalist softens a headline. If you stand very still and listen to the past, you will hear the same story told over and over again. It echoes through different eras, in different languages, but the tune is the same. The fall of a great city, the burning of books in a public square, the slow, methodical changing of facts until history itself becomes a lie. It has a playbook and it follows the same steps. The first step is always to isolate the truth. In one era, this meant hunting down scrolls and burning libraries, ensuring that only one version of history survived. In another, it meant seizing control of the printing presses so that only approved newspapers could reach the people. Today, it means flooding the digital world with so much misinformation that people no longer know what to believe. But history is not just a story of shadow. It is also a story of light. It is the story of how, time and time again, the darkness is pushed back. And it is never pushed back by armies alone. Evil does not fall simply because it is met with force. It begins to crumble when ordinary people make a choice. It falls when one person decides they will no longer be silent. A single voice speaking a simple truth can be enough to break the spell. A small act of courage can ripple outwards, waking others from their slumber. A single voice speaking a simple truth can be enough to break the spell. The light returns when we choose to light a candle rather than curse the darkness. That is how the light returns. Hold your torch high. Let it be seen. Let hope break the long night.